Andy Reid, thank you for joining us in a slightly different capacity this evening. What's your role tonight?
Well, I'm here to go around and speak in the lounges. You know, we fully understand how important the corporate guests are to us. To go and speak to them tonight and maybe give them a little bit of an insight into what's been going on at the club, a little bit behind the scenes, I think is always good for them. I think everybody knows how important them guys are. So to be able to give a little bit to them tonight would be good.
And as well, to come back and interact with the supporters must mean a lot to you.
Well, listen, the supporters, from the moment I came here, I think I came here in '97, and everybody in the city and all the fans have always been great to me. Anything that I think you've seen that anything that I can ever do for these fans is never nothing's off the table.
You mentioned '97 there. How did the initial move to Forest come about?
Well, there was a scout in Ireland for Forest at the time. His name was Desi McGowan. Absolutely brilliant guy. Obviously knew his football as well. He sent me over on trial, and so I came over and things went really well. And been on trial to some other clubs, but it just felt like this was the right place for me. The people, the atmosphere, the feel of the place. And I think being so young, I was only 14 or 15 at the time. My parents come over and they got a feel for it as well. And it just felt like it was the right place. And I think probably how it's turned out, and probably me standing here today and the journey that I've been on with the football club, I think it probably stands to show that it was the right choice.
When you look back on that first spell, breaking into the first team, what memories do you have when you look back on your time here?
There's been some mad times, but it's really, really nice to be able to be stood here now, having seen some of them mad times, and makes a difference when I'm stood here now talking to you, and there's so much positivity, as opposed to maybe at times being wheeled out in front of the media, me and Chris Cohn, to kind of put out fires of things that happened in the past. So everything is so positive at the minute, and it's running right through the football club. I think everybody can feel that. The fans can feel it from the outside, but we can most certainly feel it from the inside. There's such a lovely feel, and it just feels, for me, the most harmonious that it's ever been in any of the times that I've been at the football club.
And standing here pitch side now, this left-hand touchline in particular, I know you know this area of the pitch well. You must have just loved playing at the City Ground in front of these supporters.
I did. I probably got most of my assists from probably just there. No, it did, and shooting into the Trent end as well. I always felt, when we were shooting in there in the second half there, we always had a chance at getting a few goals. And probably one of the games that you remember, we were 2-0 down to Watford, I remember, and ended up shooting into the Trent then the second half and winning 4-2, and it was a great night, and it was one of them nights where the fans really came together. And you look at the atmosphere at the place at the moment, every single game is rocking. The fans aren't waiting for the players to give them something to cheer about. The fans are just coming in their massive numbers, and they're as loud as I ever remember. No, I never remember an atmosphere at the City Ground as good as what it is now.
And 9 league games to go. Every game now, excuse the cliche, is like a cup final, but it's just every game at a time now.
Yeah, and without being too cliche, and I think the gaffer will be most definitely thinking that you don't want to be looking too far ahead. You can't look past Coventry tonight, who are a good side. They've had a fantastic season, probably exceeded a lot of expectations. We know that they'll cause a threat, and the gaffer knows that, and he's fully aware of that. But on the flip side of that, we also know from watching this team that we've got goal threats from all over the pitch.
And just a final one, a productive week for the Academy, 2 wins for your under-23 side, a first ever FA Youth Cup final for the 18s. It's a great place to be at the moment.
Yeah, well, first of all, from my point of view, we beat Wolves on Friday night and then beat Stoke then on Monday afternoon, and I'm absolutely made up with my group of players, what they've given me, where they've come from. First season in Cat 1, I couldn't be more proud of them, couldn't be more happy of them. And then then just to top it all off, what we witnessed here on Monday night, it was absolutely phenomenal. The club have never achieved that, and if you think what these 18s boys have achieved, considering the players that have passed through and come through the academy, that we've never been to an FA Cup final before, and these lads produced that here the other night. Absolutely fantastic performance, fully well deserved, and we honestly couldn't be proud of them. Really couldn't be proud of them. They're a group of players that when they get written off, they just seem to come stronger and stronger and stronger, and they showed that, you know, going 1-0 down and having the fight to come back against Chelsea and go on and win it the way that they did. We can't put it into words how proud we are of them.